Okay, hello everybody, it's Jeffrey from Runescapefar. How you guys doing today? So today we are going to take a look at switch statements and how they make coding in Java so much easier. But before we begin, please subscribe, leave comments, and as always, make sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. So in this video, we are going to be talking about, like I said, switch statements. But first, let's take a look at how this code could be written as an if statement. So of course we got everything we need here. We got the import Java utility scanner. Scanner input equals new scanner system in. So right here we have the print line, which will say please enter a number between 1 and 3. We're actually going to change that to 2 to keep this video much shorter. So this right here, integer choice equals input dot next integer. So since these are whole numbers, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, you want to use a int in front of your variables here, because if you do a double, it's going to say 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 decimal numbers. Also, if you want a solid answer, you want to use integers. So this choice here will be our an integer, solid number, 1 and 2. So here's our if statement. So if choice equals 1, so that means if the choice here, I type in 1, this is what's going to go to. It's going to print out here, so enter 2 numbers to add. So we got in1 equals input dot next 1. So in1's our integer here. So this will represent the first number you type in, and then in2 will represent the second number you type in. And these are both solid numbers or whole numbers, so they are 1 and 2. Not 0.1 or 0.2. So, and then once you choose 1, it will say this, or type in your numbers here, it'll go to here, so it'll say the first number you chose plus the second number you chose is equal to, and then plus n1 plus n2. Now it's important you put these in brackets like that, or not brackets, parentheses, because if you do not, you will not get the correct answer, so always make sure you do that when you're doing math. Same goes with subtraction. Actually, subtraction will actually give you an error if you try to do it without the parentheses. And then same up here, so if I chose 2 instead of 1, it will do the same thing, but instead of saying to add, it will say subtract, and it'll give you a subtraction. So let's actually try this out here. So we're going to run it. So let's do 1. So we're going to do 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 give us 5. So let's do it again. This time we're going to choose 2 and do 2, 3, which gives us -1. But just look how congested this code is using the if statement. So in order to keep them from going into each other, you got to put these closed brackets here. So one here and here, and then one here and one here and here. So what those will do is, once this statement is completed, the program will terminate itself and stop running. If you take those away, it will basically move on down to this one here. So you want to make sure you put those in there. But what's another pain is you gotta keep on putting integer in 1, integer in 2, instead of just saying in 1 and in 2. So overall, it's very congested. It's not the best or my favorite layout. The switch statements are so much better. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the switch statement. So as you just see, this one had a green line under it. This is NetBeans IDE 8.2, by the way, so that basically means the variable is not being used, but it's about to be. So what you want to do is type in switch, and then put parentheses, choice, and then these enclosed brackets. Okay, there we go. So right there, already simplified. So now what we do is do case 1. Okay, so now if equal to, it's just, okay, so case 1 would be number 1, case 2 would be number 2. Now with that, it's also important because if you type in case A and type in 1, it's going to bring up a syntax error because there is no case 1, there's only a case A. So make sure that wherever you have up here for them to choose from matches the case number. So we're going to set up just like before, kind of. So system dot out dot print line. quotation marks, and then we're going to say type two numbers to add. Very, very simple. Come down here, we're going to identify the two numbers as integer in1 equals input dot next integer. Okay, so it's very important you end these with the semicolons here. That allows it to execute, just like up here. And again, this input comes from right here. So scanner input equals new scanner system.in, which you get from importing from Java utility scanner. So let's go ahead and do integer 2. There we go. So there we go. We got that part set up. And now for the equation part. So system. So we're going to do in1 plus quotations. So it's very important to put spaces in there, because if not, I'll just kind of do a little example. This is what it would look like. Or if you do text, it would say like 3, 4, 5, kind of like that. So you don't want to do that. So that's why you put the spaces in between here. It makes it look so much prettier. Plus n2 plus parentheses is equal to plus, or plus, remember to put them in the parentheses there, n1 plus n2. Okay, there we go. Case 1's done, handled. Let's do case 2 now. Okay. Now since these are print lines, so this is basically going to print and your answer is going to come down here, you don't have to really worry about the spaces. You can do it if you want to, or you don't have to. It's really up to you. Okay, so since we have the integers 1 and 2 already up there identified, we do not have to re-identify in 1 and 2 as integers in here now. So that is the beauty of using the case or switch and case system. So we're going to do in1, there we go, in1 equals input dot next int, and then just do the same thing with 2. There we go. So we'll get that part taken out, and then do in1. Oops. One thing. That's kind of like the reason why I like this NetBeans so much, and not only because I got it for free, but because unlike a lot of software, it'll actually tell you when you make errors or typos, because when you're typing this fast, especially if you're like me and doing a timed quiz, and you gotta type everything fast, you don't have time really to double check it thoroughly. So for things like that, it just notifies you. That makes it so much easier, and I really do like NetBeans for doing that. Okay, so then we're going to do plus n2 plus parentheses, quotations, so is 2 plus n1 minus n2. And then break. And there you go. That's all there is to this. You don't have to do the in brackets or if this or if that. What the break will do is, if I type in 2 and it's not 1, it will break and then go to the next one. So now let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so we're going to do 1. Enter 2 numbers to add. 2, 3. There we go. Run this again with subtraction. Okay, see, we forgot to put that space right there, so that's what happens when you forget to put the spaces in there. So let's see if this thing can handle negative numbers. Okay, so we're going to do 3, 5, which gives me -2. So let's see what happens if we actually put in a number that does not work. So let's say if I choose option 3, it automatically terminates because there is no option 3. So that's also kind of a good way to check. So if you may have said case 1, case 2, case 4, and forgot to put case 3 in there, when you type in 3, nothing's going to happen. You just know, oh, okay, I forgot to put case 3 in there, or something's wrong with case 3 code. Or if it's really bad, it will actually tell you what's bad in there. Which, again, is another reason why I love this software so much. But as you can see, look at that. That looks beautiful. It looks pretty. It's nice looking, and I love using the switch and case statement. So much better than the if statement. And it's also less confusing. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found this video to be of use to you. Please subscribe, leave comments, and of course hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos. I am going to be doing a couple more videos here in Java in a little bit, so please stay tuned for that. And as always, live, love, and game on. Peace.